Hello, this is Cynthia Sue Larson with RealityShifters.com, and today I'd like to talk with you about music of the plants. And the reason I'm bringing this subject up, it's been on my mind for actually more than 20 years. When I first heard about music of the plants, I was attending the International Conference of Science and Consciousness that was being held in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Stephen Halpern was giving a concert one evening, and as part of his presentation, he said that some researchers from Italy at a place called Domenher had been working on music of the plants. And he said that he was welcoming them to come do a demonstration with his keyboard. He plays keyboard, he plays beautiful music, and he's a composer. And so what the scientists did on stage is it was kind of a little bit off the stage, but in the central speaking area, they had hooked up some potted plants to some wires and also to a MIDI and then to Stephen's keyboard. Long story short, the first plant music played that I'd ever heard was right there more than 20 years ago in Albuquerque, and it was amazing. The first plant that they hooked up did not seem to know what it was doing. It sort of was quiet, and then there were a couple of sounds, and it was quiet again. And then they tried another plant, and that one played beautifully. So it was really a first-time demonstration, and I'd like to do that for you today because what's happened is Domenher, now some 20 years later, kept their promise. They did develop with the researchers who were doing this work a device which is called bamboo, and you can see it here in the background on the table. Bring it in close so you can get a look at it. So what we're seeing is this is the bamboo device, and it's hooked up to that little potted plant there, and I'm turning the device on, and this is enabling the connection with the plant. The plant just played a couple of notes. Now it's being quiet. I'm going to put me back in the picture too so you can see me as well, if we can do that. Here we are. So this is really the first time this particular plant has ever been plugged into a device, and not all plants are conducive to playing the music. I've got one that plays quite a lot, which is quite amazing. This one, I don't know that it even knows it just made that sound. So I'm checking to see. There we are. It just did some more sounds. I'll bring this closer so you can see it too. And this is the speaker. It's also the device that's the controller, and it has the probe coming out of it, the little wire. And then there's a lead that goes into the soil. One clips onto a leaf. This plant, like I said, is not experienced as a composer and musician yet. So you and I are both together hearing the first notes this plant has ever played. And I just wanted to share this with you because it's an incredible experience. And now you're hearing as it's starting to notice. It's like I'm making these sounds. And if we're lucky, especially if I'm quiet, it might play some more. Sometimes when I'm talking, some of these composing plants are quiet. They listen to me. In Domenher, they play concerts with the plants. So I'm going to be quiet for just a moment. You can hear it. And the plant can hear this too. So this gives the plant a sense that it's able to basically think something, feel something, and through these thoughts and feelings, it's like kind of like a galvanic skin response device would be used as a lie detector for humans. A similar sort of proprietary scenario setup has been configured to work with plants, such as this Pothos plant in the background, and I'm just so glad I could share that with you today. And now it's got a bit of an issue. It's got a bad contact. That can happen too. The device tells us when that occurs, and so probably it's happening here at the clip. I'm sorry about the wild configuration of the camera here. I'm showing you as I try to get this reconnected to a leaf. And this is what the alligator clip is meant to do. It clips onto a leaf gently. It doesn't hurt the leaf. And then it's awaiting the signal. So the plant may be wondering how come things got disconnected. The device will show me now that it's connected nicely again. The red light shows that it's just waiting for a signal, waiting for the plant to do something. And the plant is, like I said, it's never done this before. These first few minutes are the first few minutes this plant has ever played music. When they're experienced musicians, it sounds different. I have one plant that played for an hour and a half straight. I think it would have kept going, but I wanted to recharge this little device. And you can see how beautiful this music is. It's very soothing. It's very relaxing. And there are different settings, different sounds, but this is again just sharing with you this first time. So thank you for sharing this experience. And I'm really grateful that some 20 years after I first saw Music of the Plants, and for those of you that saw that I posted that article before there were blogs, I was writing about plant consciousness and composing music with the plants. Here is this. Some of these researchers in Italy have done other things for their plants, such as they set up a room where the plants, apparently, I haven't seen this, although I've toured Damanhur a number of years ago, but they've set a room up so the plants are on wheeled little plant holders, and they can propel themselves around. They're able to be mobile in the room. They also can control how open or closed the windows are and how they're watered. They also have control over the lock on the door, so they only let people in that they wish to let into the room. So these are the scientists and researchers at Damanhur. This is the results of their collaborative efforts, and it's beautiful. So I'm so grateful for people doing this. And also, even those of us who can connect with plants already and talk to our plants, it's just yet another way to engage and interact. And in this strange time, I find it extremely soothing and healing to listen to the music of the plants. So thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, this is Cynthia Sue Larson, inviting all of us to keep asking, how good can it get? Thank you.